John Lusk here of Lusk Archery Adventures, series testing, successful hunting. Today I want to introduce to you my new bow for 2022 and beyond, the Bowtech Cp 28. Man, I'm fired up about this bow, okay? I first shot a Bowtech about 3.5 years ago, right after I moved here to Des Moines, Iowa. And I went into the bow shop, Archery, Field and Sports, and I actually went to test out a Hoyt, one of the RXs. I can't remember which RX it was, okay, I lose track, but I went to get one of those and test it out. But then I walked out of the shop with a Bowtech SR6 because it just fit me so well. I couldn't believe it. And I haven't upgraded for the last few years because I just love that bow so much. And I actually still own it, okay? I'm not going to sell it. I really like that bow, and so I'm going to keep it. But I decided to go with the CP28. And you may have seen my my bow battle where I tested some of the flagship bows of some of the top manufacturers earlier this year. If not, you can check it out. And the CP28 was actually the winner, at least for me. I mean, it fit my frame and my hunting style and everything just so well. I love this bow. And there's a lot of good ones. Actually, I liked all of them, but really loved this one. So I ordered it and had to wait a long time, and then finally I got it in. So you can check out that video for a lot of the tests, the tech information, the spec information, and so forth about the CP28. But today I just want to show you like how I have it set up. I got it just a couple weeks ago, again out at Archery, Field and Sports, and they helped me set it all up. And then I slowly have put together all of my dream team of accessories on here. And so I've used it a few times on turkey hunts, and it's done so well in a really tight turkey blind, you know, a ground blind. Just that 28-inch axle to axle was really awesome. And then another time I set up on the ground, so I'm literally sitting on my rear end on the ground and having a really short axle to axle, especially with my short height. It worked so well like that. So I'm already loving this bow. But I've got it set up at a 27-inch draw and 72 pounds. It's maxed out at 72 pounds. And then for a quiver, I went with the new Tight Spot 2-piece quiver. Okay, I've had a Tight Spot 1-piece for a while, and these things aren't cheap, but man, they're worth every penny. I love this thing. It's super, super adjustable. Actually, even more adjustable than the original Tight Spot 1-piece. And you can get it so close to the bow. Okay, I don't know if you can see it there. I can line it up with the camera there. It gets just so close, like even closer than the 1-piece. And so that just eliminates torque, and it just makes it so much more sleek in you know, a lot of maneuvering around situations like that. And then of course I'm using my Bishop FOC King arrows for most of my hunts. I've been turkey hunting, so I have these turkey broadheads in here. Got a few SEVRs, and then I've got the Tooth of the Arrow XL Solid 125 grain. I just tested that, posted that on my channel. I tested that this week. And then I've also got one of these Big Game 3 broadheads. Okay, I love these things by Dead X Bowhunting. They're a 300 grain, 3-blade, 1.8-inch cutting diameter single bevel broadhead. Okay, check out my video test of that. I used it on a turkey hunt with this bow, and man, it worked like a dream. Okay, I love those broadheads. But anyway, I got a choice, and it's all just depending on my feel of the day, which that I'm going to use. So far, I've used the SEVR, and I've used the Big Game 3 there. Okay, then for the grip, I really like the Bowtech grips, but I wanted something with a little bit of tack to it, like a little bit of stick to it. So I used a strip of what's called Bowdads. Okay, I think I'm saying it right. Maybe it's Bowdads. Okay, Bowdads or Bowdads. Okay, something like that. It's a grip tape that's designed for handguns, and you use like a hot air dryer, blow dryer, or a heat gun or something like that. I use a heat gun just to it's sticky. You put it on there and then use the heat gun, and it kind of melts on, so it's super secure and it gives just the right amount of tack. I've got like one strip in the front, and then I've got one strip in the back, and that's just enough to give me a really good grip. So I like it. Doesn't really add any weight to it. For the rest, I went with the QAD integrate rest. Okay, it's their MX integrate rest, their micro adjustable integrate, and the CP28 allows for the integrate, which means it's just super sleek. I mean, it takes up no extra room compared to the other models like the Ultra Rest, which I really like. I have that on my SR6, but I love just the overall sleek profile of this one. And then for a sight, I'm continuing to use black gold sights. I really like the pin brightness, and I like this this photochromatic shell that they have here to regulate the brightness, and I like the durability of it as well. And this is a micro adjustable model, and because I use a lot of different weight broadheads and stuff, and so if I'm in weight arrows, if I'm changing it, it's really quick and easy to use that micro adjustability. And I have the extra short arm on it, which I get away with because I've got a larger peep, and it just reduces the weight. I wanted to reduce some weight there. And then I've got a cutter stabilizer. I switched to cutter a little while ago because my buddy owns the company. I thought, okay, you know, let me buy a couple and check it out. And so I've used like a rear one and a front one. This is the front one. This is the 8-inch, and I really love this stabilizer. They're super durable, super tight specs, and really thin. Okay, they're like, I think the thinnest stabilizer on the market. So I like that because it helps with wind resistance. You're not going to get as much push from the wind. I know it's a minor thing, but I really like it. And then this is my GoPro Hero 9 Black, which I really like because of the stabilization. It can stabilize a video so you can see the arrow really well, even in slow motion. There's no hand shock, and you can see the impact of the arrow. You can even run with it, and it will stabilize it so it looks like you're just kind of gliding. I like that. And then I just use a GoPro handlebar mount, and just attaches to the camera, and then attaches to my stabilizer, and it works perfectly. I mean, it's very adjustable, very durable, very secure. And then I just recently went with a new sling. I wanted to get a new sling. I've gone through a lot of different slings. Okay, I go through a lot of different everything over the years, but I decided to try, after reading a lot of these reviews, this Jacked Gear sling, and man, I love it. I met the owner and the designer at the Iowa Deer Classic here just a little while ago, and so I picked up one, and it comes with the wrist sling and the bow sling, and you can take it off really fast, but you don't have to take it off. It's got this magnet that just attaches right to the wrist sling like this, and that way it just keeps it tucked out of the way. And so I shoot it with it on. I practice with it on. I mean, I never take it off. I never take off my quiver. Obviously, it's a two-piece, and I never take off the sling. And so it's going to come in really handy on a hunt like I have coming up in Newfoundland in September for moose. I'm doing a lot of walking, western hunting. Just having a sling that you don't have to take off and yet is really secure and super lightweight is hard to find. This is the best that I've tried so far. So that's my setup here. It, again, like I said, it's already been working well on turkey hunts, and then I'm looking forward in a couple weeks to taking it to Florida. I'm going to do a little hog hunting there, and then in September, moose hunt in Newfoundland, and then the rest of the fall I'm going to be here in Iowa chasing whitetails. So you'll be seeing a lot more of this bow, and I'm also going to be using it in my broadhead tests. It's the exact same speed as my SR6, so that just comes out really handy. I can switch it out without any changes, and actually I'm going to use the Bowtech at 65 pounds for the layered cardboard penetration test. I've always had to adjust it back to 65 pounds, and then I put it back to 72 for the other test. Now I can just keep using that same setup, and I don't have to mess with it. So I'll use both bows in my broadhead testing. So you're going to see this bow a lot in my bow hunts, as well as my broadhead tests.